Hello guys, this is Lars, and we're back, and it's time to actually get some guys up to our thing up there. So, episode 25 will be used mainly to get our guys up into the new science machine, and then getting them to Minmus. Um, this is not the hardest of tasks, really, so we're going to just get through the first part really quickly. We take our standard 3-man shuttle and just fire it up. And at 8 times acceleration, this is going to be quick. Look at the acceleration of this thing. uh, this is actually a very good vehicle. When we get the mainsail at the bottom, it will be better, of course, because we're lugging some serious weight, or maybe just the the quadcoupler, I think it's called. Now we aren't going to spend a lot of time on the rendezvous phase of this mission. You've seen this stuff before, haven't you? Yeah, you have. So just setting up the nodes here and getting us aligned as possible, at least. We are a bit inclined, and we'll have to fix that on the way around, but we get within a couple of kilometers, so that's fine. I want to lower it a bit more, so I wait for the descending node, and I just push that down just a bit. So, and as you can see, that actually fixes our encounter quite a bit. Now I do want to trim this just a bit more. I use RCS for this because it's so much more accurate. Now we are going in for our rendezvous and docking, or well, not docking really. This thing has a docking port because it's meant to actually dock to the space station we have around Kerbin, but our this lab, I didn't put any docking ports on the side of it, and that is a big mistake. Big mistake. It's not going to hurt us in this mission, but if we want to reuse the lab part of it, we might get into some trouble. We might have to make like an adapter part or something to fit more stuff. But we get the guys out, and they are going to hang out in Luming's little lab ship here. Just get them into the lab itself. That's the only place we really have any storage space for these guys. And it's basically like a storage container. You can't use it for any maneuvering, but it holds a couple guys. And some science, of course. So, this guy will just leave in orbit for now. Now it's time to actually get to Minmus. So we're just going to point in the direction and shoot. That's all we have to do in this thing. We've set up the node, everything is ready, and this took a lot of time. I actually had time to go pick up a cup of coffee and just sit down, read some stuff on Twitter, and relax a bit, which is not too bad. Oh yeah, I did forget to add some fuel lines to the booster stage here, or to the transfer stage. Doesn't matter, we have the fuel balancer mod, which will do more or less the same. And I don't want to extend the top two solar panels there, because they kind of clip, and I don't like the clipping. Even though it wouldn't really matter, I think it looks kind of bad, and we don't need them, so they're purely for the aesthetic thing, because it looks kind of good when you have a station with the big solar panels. The small ones that are on are more than enough. So just doing some adjustments, and then we are docking. We have set up a proper orbit around Minmus, and this is where things get a bit more complicated, because we're going to dock the monstrously big fuel thingy we have around Minmus already, the ketane miner. We are going to dock this to this thing, and yeah. The thing is, we also lost control over it because we don't have any connection right now. So I had to use the lab to do the rendezvous. After I've set it, of course, we are in a wonky orbit. We'll have to fix that later. It's not a big problem, though. It doesn't really matter at this point, as long as we can fix it later. I do have some problems redocking to this thing for some reasons. I had to switch ships a couple of times, just set everything up again, and try to get back. The reason why I wanted to do this is I actually had... it's good. I actually needed to transfer some RCS fuel back into the thing, into the lander. We are going to use the lander for our docking. So this is basically going to be like a tug of some sort. We are going to use that for assembly instead of trying to wait for any connection. So we are just lining ourselves, getting out there, and going towards the Minimus miner thingy here, the Kethane miner. This was supposed to be used for to refuel our station. This is more of a proof of concept, right? But we actually did get use for it. So it's basically a repurposed originally space station part, which we then used as a pure proof of concept on Minimus, and now we're going to use it to fuel our space station around Minimus, the science machine. So just getting everything set up there, reactivating the engines because we ended up having some trouble getting everything in line, and like docking when things are not aligned correctly, it's kind of messy. And I did also forget to install the docking port alignment indicator plugin or mod, which is something I'll try to remember until next time, because this just makes docking so much easier. And that's something that's almost, it should be, when you put it in docking mode, it should probably be part of the game, or when you target the docking port. But well, it's not part of the game right now, so we'll have to use the mods. There's a lot of small things that might end up being in the game at some point, though. Okay, so we are docking and we're done, and that means that we have to start pulling that big lug back to the lab. Just turn off the engines in the lander again. We'll use the main engines in the Minimus miner. Oh, come on, line please. And there we are going to do a small parking maneuver here, and we are targeting the correct port. Everything is good. So one of the things that will probably at some point, hopefully, crossing all the fingers I have, be part of the main game is the stuff you see in my navball, the kind of ghost images of the different nodes. That's the enhanced navball mod, and it is really, really good. It is a good mod. Okay, so as you can see, we are coming in for docking here, and that means that this episode is almost over. I set up this as a goal for this episode. I could probably have gone for one science mission as well, but it's my voice is still kind of messy, so I guess that a short episode is better than no episode. Yeah, we are docking back. We are done assembling this thing, and then I'm going to say goodbye. So I'll see you guys next time.